By a 5-4 vote today, the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana law that would have required doctors performing abortions to have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. Chief Justice John Roberts based his deciding swing vote on the precedent the court established in striking down a very similar Texas law in 2016. In his dissent, Justice Clarence Thomas railed against the court's previous rulings on abortion, saying, quote, "Those decisions created the right to abortion out of whole cloth, without a shred of support from the Constitution's text. Our abortion precedents are grievously wrong and should be overruled." So let's go straight to the source. Louisiana State Senator and author of the law at the center of this case, pro-life Democrat Katrina Jackson. Senator, great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Okay, so I want to read from Justice Breyer, wrote for the majority today, that he said the law got it all wrong, and that's why he found it, and the majority did, unconstitutional. He said Louisiana's law poses a substantial obstacle to women seeking an abortion, that the law offers no significant health-related benefits, that the law consequently imposes an undue burden on a woman's constitutional right to choose to have an abortion. So as the author of the law, Senator, I ask you for your response.
Well, I'm always very respectful of the Supreme Court, but here they just got it wrong. There's no other way to put it. If you ask the women in Louisiana who have had abortions performed by optometrists, eye doctors, and radiologists, and OBGYN with no admitting privileges, if you ask those women who have been in abortion facilities and have hemorrhaged, and you know, when a woman has complications from abortions and begins to hemorrhage, the response time is very important. What they've seen is that they're either put in ambulances to go to the hospital with no follow-up, no continuity of care, or they're asked to leave the facility. And so when the Supreme Court said that there's actually no health benefit, we had tons of women over the 8 years I served in the House of Representatives Health and Welfare Committee to testify how beneficial it would have been if that doctor could have provided them health care at the time of trouble or complication during that abortion.
And my understanding is there was bipartisan support for this bill. I mean, the governor talked about today his record when he was in the legislature. I mean, he's the governor now, but he said, listen, I'm pro-life, I'm a Democrat. I'm going to keep fighting for what he called the sanctity of life. It sounds like there was agreement across the aisle about this particular bill.
Yes, a majority of Democrats and a majority of Republicans, a supermajority of the House and the Senate voted in favor of this bill. Not only did they vote in favor of the bill, they actually co-authored the legislation. This was the overwhelming will of the legislature, both men and women, both black and white, both Democrat, Republicans, and independent. And so this was a clear bipartisan piece of legislation to protect the health of women in this state.
All right, I want to read something from Planned Parenthood today. They say many patients seeking an abortion in Louisiana can, I think they meant to say breathe, this is misspelling here, breathe a sigh of relief. Your ability to access abortion shouldn't be determined by where you live, how much money you make, and the color of your skin. And we'll keep working to make that a reality for all people. They're celebrating a big win in this today, Senator.
Well, I can tell you this, women as a whole are not celebrating a win. They're celebrating a loss in Louisiana because the United States Supreme Court has told them that they don't have the same standard of health care for women in this state as men. Right now in the state of Louisiana, men who choose to have vasectomies in an outpatient ambulatory surgical center, every doctor that treats them has to have admitting privileges. And so, no, women are not celebrating a win, and it's very interesting that Planned Parenthood would say, regardless of your financial status, when they don't offer free abortions. So, no, it's still based on their profits. And whether a woman has an access to what they call, a right, which is just really an abortion, is based on whether they can pay Planned Parenthood. That hadn't changed in the state of Louisiana. So when a nonprofit who really operates for profit says that they're offering something to a woman or anyone in the state of Louisiana, regardless of their income, it's not true if your price tag is the same regardless of what the woman's income is.
Well, you make some interesting points, and I didn't know that about the vasectomies. Learn something new in this job every day. Senator Jackson, we thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.